A very good evening and welcome to BCN News. Our top story tonight, the Nguyen government has extended travel restrictions to the United States of America, Australia, United Kingdom, the European Union and New Zealand. The travel restrictions have been approved by Cabinet earlier this week and is now in effect. People intending to travel to Niue who have been in the People's Republic of China, this includes Hong Kong, Taiwan and Macau, Iran, Italy, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Indonesia, Thailand, Australia, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. The restrictions also include those who are transiting in Auckland, New Zealand to Niue will be refused entry. However, this travel advisory will not affect the returning residents of Niue and is subject to be reviewed as required. Entry is also refused to all yachts and cruise ships that intend to visit Niue until further notice. For Pacific Islanders coming from New Zealand to Niue, they must hold a medical clearance, and there is a medical team at the Hannan International Airport to check. For the first time in New Zealand's history, New Zealand's borders will be closed to everyone in the world except for New Zealand citizens and residents. The dramatic steps which are now in effect are part of attempts to protect New Zealand from the COVID-19 virus, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern told the media last night. The total number of COVID-19 cases around the world has now surpassed 200,000. Any returning New Zealanders will still be required to self-isolate for 14 days upon entry. The partners, legal guardians or any dependent children travelling with returning Kiwis may also return but will need to self-isolate as well. But immediate family members cannot travel by themselves and need to travel with New Zealand citizens or resident family members on the same flight home. Health Department officials and heads of government departments have met to discuss the government's national pandemic plan led by the Director General of Social Services, Gayleen Tasmania.
We've had a session for public servants, so mainly HODs and their senior staff. It's important to get the message out to everyone in the community. So aside from the community sessions that we have in the evenings in the villages, we also need to speak to our public servants. They need to know the facts, I guess, about the COVID-19 and how we can help prevent the spread or contain it when it gets here. So a lot of the things that we have already gone out to the communities and told them. But in addition to that, we've actually been a bit more technical in this session. So we've brought in like the epidemic curve and the need to delay it as much as we can, flatten the curve, things like that, things associated with the science behind infection and what other countries have, I guess, how we can prevent it, because it's not the first pandemic, there have been others, so I was just also comparing that, the COVID, to other pandemics in the past, like SARS and MERS, and even the H1N1. So it was trying to bring people back relative to COVID versus all these other pandemics in the past. The cyclone, the cyclone warnings, we have the codes, the colour codes. We've got a similar kind of approach for this pandemic, for COVID response. So it's saying, okay, this is blue that we're on, and when it's yellow, these are the kind of community responses we're looking for. And when we call a red alert, it'll be something else. So we're working on that, and we need Cabinet to approve that before we can publish it, or I guess publicise it to everyone else. Yeah.
And finally, some of the Nguyen students who were due to graduate from New Zealand universities have been informed that their graduation ceremonies have been postponed. The Manukau Institute of Technology graduation was supposed to take place this month and has been postponed, as well at the University of Auckland and Victoria University of Wellington, whose graduation ceremonies were supposed to be held in May. The postponement is in response to the ban of gatherings for more than 500 people in New Zealand due to the spread of COVID-19. And that's your BCN News for tonight. Thank you for watching. Do join us same time next Monday. Until then, have a safe weekend.